I was cutting into my steak when my stepson looked across the table and called me a loser. Not in a joking way, not with a smile. He said it like he meant it. And my wife, she just kept eating. Let me back up. My name is Daniel. I'm 46 years old. I've been married to Claire for almost 4 years now. She has a son from her first marriage. His name is Tyler. He's 23. When Claire and I first started dating, Tyler was polite. Distant, but polite. I didn't expect him to call me dad or anything like that. His real father passed away when Tyler was 15. I understood that. I just wanted to be respectful. To be there if he needed anything. To not try too hard. For the first couple years, it worked. We got along fine. Not close, but fine. Then something shifted. Tyler graduated college last year with a degree in marketing. He moved back home because he couldn't find a job right away. I get it. The job market is tough, especially for someone fresh out of school with no real experience. But Tyler didn't just struggle to find work. He stopped looking. He'd sleep until noon, play video games until 3 in the morning, order food on Claire's credit card, leave dishes everywhere. I didn't say much at first. It wasn't my place. He was her son. But after a few months, I started mentioning it to Claire. Maybe he needs a push, I'd say. Maybe we should set some expectations. She'd always defend him. He's going through a hard time. He's figuring things out. Be patient. So I was patient. Meanwhile, I kept working. I'm a project manager at a mid-sized logistics company. Nothing glamorous. I don't make CEO money, but I do all right. We live comfortably. Tyler started making little comments. At first, they were subtle, almost jokes. Must be nice to have such a boring job. Do you actually do anything important or just manage stuff? My dad had a real career. He built things. Claire would laugh nervously and change the subject. But she never corrected him, never told him to stop. And slowly, the comments got worse. A few months ago, Claire suggested we start having family dinners on Sundays. She thought it would bring us closer together. I agreed. I wanted that too. The first dinner was fine. A little awkward, but fine. The second one, Tyler barely said a word. But last Sunday, that was different. Claire had made pot roast. Tyler showed up late, didn't apologize, just sat down and started eating. We were halfway through the meal when Claire mentioned that I'd gotten a small promotion at work. Nothing huge, just a title change and a modest raise. She was proud. She smiled at me across the table. Tyler looked up from his plate. "Congratulations on your participation trophy," he said. I didn't respond. "I'm serious," he continued. "You've been at that company for what, 15 years, and they finally gave you a new title? That's sad, man." "Tyler," Claire said softly, but that was it. Just his name. No real reprimand. "What? I'm just saying. My dad was a VP by the time he was Daniel's age, and Daniel's celebrating a middle management promotion like it's a big deal." I set down my fork, looked at him. "Your father was a good man," I said quietly. "I'm not trying to replace him." Tyler laughed. "Good, because you couldn't." The table went silent. Claire stared at her plate. I waited for her to say something, anything. She didn't. Tyler leaned back in his chair. "You know what you are, Daniel? You're a loser. You're a middle-aged guy with a mediocre job and no kids of your own. You married my mom because you were lonely, and now you're sitting here pretending to be part of this family when we both know you're not." Before I continue, take a moment to subscribe and like this video. It really helps. I didn't yell. I didn't throw anything. I didn't storm out. I just sat there, feeling my face get hot, feeling my chest tighten, and I looked at Claire, my wife, the woman I loved, waiting for her to defend me, to tell her son he was out of line, to show me that I mattered. She picked up her glass of water, took a sip. "Let's just finish dinner," she said quietly. That night, I lay in bed staring at the ceiling while Claire slept beside me. I kept replaying the moment, his words, her silence. I thought about all the little things I'd done over the years, paying for Tyler's car insurance when Claire was between jobs, helping him move into his dorm, fixing his laptop when it crashed during finals week, never asking for thanks, never expecting recognition, just being there. And in return, he called me a loser, and she said nothing. Here's the thing nobody knew. 3 weeks before that dinner, I'd had lunch with an old friend of mine named Greg. Greg is the VP of sales at a major tech company. We went to college together. He's one of those guys who made it big early and stayed humble. We were catching up, and he mentioned that his company was hiring. Entry-level marketing positions. Good pay, benefits, room for growth. If you know anyone, he said, send them my way. I immediately thought of Tyler. I didn't tell him right away. I wanted to make sure it was real first. So I followed up with Greg, sent him Tyler's resume, talked up his degree and his potential. Greg said he'd fast-track the application, get Tyler an interview, maybe even bypass some of the usual red tape. For you, Greg said, I'll make it happen. The job paid $65,000 a year, plus benefits, plus a company car. And the apartment, Greg's company had corporate housing for new hires relocating from out of state, fully furnished, first 3 months free. I was planning to tell Tyler after I confirmed everything. I wanted to surprise him, to show him that I cared about his future, that I was on his side. But after that dinner, I didn't know what to do. I spent the next few days going back and forth in my head. Part of me wanted to go through with it anyway, to be the bigger person, to prove that his words didn't affect me, but another part of me felt done. Not angry, not vengeful, just done. Claire and I didn't talk about what happened at dinner. She acted like everything was normal. Tyler stayed in his room most of the week, came out for food, went back in. I went to work, came home, kept to myself. On Wednesday, Greg called me. Hey, good news! We want to bring Tyler in for an interview. Can he do Friday morning? I stood in my office, phone in my hand, staring out the window. Daniel, you there? Yeah, I said. I'm here. So, Friday? Should I send him the details? I thought about Tyler's face across the dinner table. The way he said the word loser, like he'd been waiting to say it for months. I thought about Claire's silence, the way she chose neutrality over standing up for me. Actually, I said slowly, I don't think it's going to work out. What do you mean? Tyler's not interested. I talked to him. He's looking for something different. Greg paused. You sure? This is a great opportunity. I'm sure. All right, let me know if he changes his mind. I hung up, and I felt nothing. No guilt, no satisfaction, just nothing. That weekend, Claire asked if I wanted to do another family dinner. I think it's important we keep trying, she said, for Tyler's sake. I looked at her, really looked at her. Why didn't you say anything? I asked. What? Last Sunday, when Tyler called me a loser. Why didn't you say anything? She sighed. Daniel, he's just frustrated. He doesn't mean it. He meant it. He's going through a tough time. He's struggling to find himself. And I'm supposed to just sit there and take it? I'm not saying that. I just think, you know how he is. He lashes out when he's upset. And what about me? What about how I feel? She looked uncomfortable. You're the adult here. You have to be patient. I've been patient for a year, Claire. I've been patient while he treats me like I'm invisible, while he insults me, while you stay silent. I'm trying to keep the peace, at my expense. She didn't respond. I'm tired, I said. I'm tired of being the one who has to be understanding, the one who has to take the hit, the one who doesn't matter. You matter. Then act like it. The next week, Tyler came into the living room while I was watching TV. "Hey," he said. "Can I talk to you?" I muted the TV. "Sure." He sat down on the edge of the couch, looked uncomfortable. "I'm sorry about what I said at dinner. I was out of line." I waited. "I've just been really stressed about the job situation, and I took it out on you. That wasn't fair." I nodded. "Okay." He seemed surprised. "Okay?" "Yeah, okay." He hesitated. "So, we're good?" "We're fine, Tyler." "Cool, thanks." He got up and started to leave. "Tyler?" He turned back. "Your mom mentioned you're still looking for work." "Yeah, it's been rough." "Keep looking. Something will come up." He nodded. "Yeah, hope so." And he left. I never told him about the job. I never told Claire either. Greg called me a few weeks later to say they'd filled the position. Someone else got the apartment and the car and the future. I said that was great. I was happy for them. Claire and I are still together, for now. But something changed in me after that dinner. After her silence, I realized I'd been waiting for her to choose me, to show me that I wasn't just there, that I mattered to her in a way that couldn't be compromised. But she didn't choose me. She chose peace. She chose neutrality, and I can't forget that. Tyler moved out last month. He found a job. Not a great one, but something. He's renting a room from a friend. He texts Claire every few days. He doesn't text me. And that's fine. I don't think about him much anymore. People ask me if I regret not telling him about the opportunity. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I should have been the bigger person. Maybe I should have given him the chance anyway. But I keep coming back to that moment at the table. The way he looked at me, the way she looked away. And I think some opportunities are earned, not through degrees or connections, but through basic decency, through respect. Tyler didn't respect me, and Claire didn't defend me. So I chose me. I don't know if that makes me petty, or justified, or somewhere in between. I just know that I'm tired of being the person everyone expects to absorb everything, to take the hit, to smile and move on. I'm tired of being quiet when it costs me my dignity. There's a difference between patience and being a doormat. I was patient for years, but at that dinner I realized patience had turned into something else. It had turned into acceptance, acceptance of disrespect, acceptance of being less than, and I couldn't do it anymore. So no, I didn't tell Tyler about the job. I didn't give him the apartment or the car or the fresh start. Not because I wanted to punish him, but because I finally decided that my self-respect was worth more than keeping the peace. Claire and I are in counseling now, trying to figure things out. She says I should have told her about the job, that I took away Tyler's chance out of spite. I told her I took it away because neither of them had shown me I was worth standing up for. She didn't have an answer for that. I don't know where this goes from here. Maybe we work through it. Maybe we don't. But I know one thing. I'll never sit at another table and stay quiet while someone calls me a loser. Not again. If this story made you think or feel something, I'd appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe. Stories like this need to be told and heard.